Hey everybody, Playtendoguy here, and I'm back with another video. It's the 1st of April, it's April Fool's Day, but it's also the first day of the month, so you know what that means. It's time to go through all the pickups and deliveries I've had in the month of March. And overall, it's quite a few to get through, so without further ado, let's get into it. So for the month of March, there's been quite a lot. It's April and it's snowing. It's April and it's snowing out the window. So yeah, for the month of March, there's been quite a few pickups and deliveries to be had, a few games, a DVD, and quite a few Blu-rays, a few Arrows, a Criterion, and some big new releases. So not a bad little haul, so I'll dive straight into it. And before I start, I'm just saying that I'm looking outside the window here and it's snowing. Snowing in April. Yeah, unbelievable. But anyway, first up, I'll talk about the games. There's 4 games here. There should have been 5, but one of them never turned up, so I got a refund. I keep on about it all the time, but at least I got my refund. But first up, I picked up, or had delivered, Triangle Strategy. I did an unboxing for this on the channel. I was going to review it, but I didn't review it. But it's a very good game, very good strategy game. I got it from the game collection. It came with like a notebook, and it came with some art cards and some stickers, I think. Very good game, one of the Switch's best of the year, easily like a 9 out of 10 game. Next up we have a really recent release of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Been playing it for the past week, absolutely love it, a lot of fun, great game. There's a review on the channel now, so I'll put that in the description or in one of the cards at the end of the video. So yeah, that's Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I picked these two up. Disco Elysium come out this month finally on Switch. It's a great game. It's not a game for everyone. It's certainly a unique sort of one-off game where it's more of a story more than anything. You play as a detective who suffers from amnesia and doesn't really know what the heck is going on, nor do you. So it's an interesting idea for a game and it does work. The Switch port is pretty good. There's a few technical issues here and there, but overall, definitely well worth picking up. And the final Switch game of the month is a game I've been wanting to get for a little while, and that's Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. I ended up getting this for about 14-15 quid, as I ended up getting like a £7 voucher, so I thought perfect time to buy it, and it's a lot of fun. All the Monkey Ball levels from like Monkey Ball 1 and 2, and I think there's Deluxe, are all here, so there's like over 300 levels. Plus you got special characters, challenges and missions, and party games. There's a lot of game here for your money, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's years ago. It's a really good film. It's a biopic based on a music producer, and it's Telstar, the Joe Meek story. It's a fantastic music biopic about one of the first, or the first independent music producers about. Very good film, heartbreaking ending, but great cast, and I highly recommend getting it. The disc is pretty cool because it's like a vinyl, but yeah. That's Telstar. Anyway, moving on, we're back to the Poundland Blu-rays. Poundland actually had some new Blu-rays into this month, which surprised me. First up, I got the extended edition of the Wolverine. I've already got the Wolverine on normal edition, but I wanted to get this one because it's the extended one. It's a 3-disc set. You get the normal 3D, the normal cut, and the extended cut. Don't know whether there's much actually extra on the extended cut, but I really do enjoy the film, and it is quite a nice edition. Went to Boston and their Poundland had hordes of Blu-ray, so I picked up Woody Harrelson in The Messenger, Jennifer Lopez in The Boy Next Door ago, and that's Little Miss Sunshine. You've got Steve Carell, Toni Collette in it, and you've also got the Riddler himself, Paul Dano, in it. It's supposed to be like a coming-of-age sort of family comedy drama, something called Doomsday. Don't know much about it. I think it's something to do about like a virus or something that turns them into like rabid people, like zombies, but not zombies, infected. Apparently it's got Bob Hoskins in it, so that's pretty cool. This one was the only edition in Poundland that also came with like a booklet, so that's pretty cool. The Boat That Rocked. Again, another music biopic of sorts from Richard Curtis, who done like Love Actually and 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Not fun. This is all about Radio Caroline. It's got a great cast in it. You've got Philip Seymour Hoffman, Bill Nighy, Rhys Ifans, Nick Frost, and you've also got Kenneth Branagh in this. So yeah, that's cool. It's a good film. I highly recommend watching it. If you like your 60s music, then highly recommended. A bit of a guilty pleasure film. I honestly don't mind the film myself. It is a terrible film, but it's got a catchy soundtrack to it, and Catherine Zeta-Jones and Tom Cruise are a lot of fun in this, and that's Rock of Ages. Picked this up for like about £2 or £3 from Music Magpie. Comes in this like nice purple case, so yeah, very happy to have that in the collection. Next up, we have Andy Serkis, Naomi Harris, Olivia Williams, and Ray Winstone in a hugely underrated music biopic, Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, which tells the story of the late great Ian Dury. Sure, the film's very eccentric, perfectly suited to the Ian Dury's personality. For Andy Serkis was superb in it. Again, another highly recommended film. Next up, we have Johnny Depp in a film that is actually based on a TV show from the 60s or 70s, and that's Dark Shadows. Don't really know much about it, but it looks like a lot of fun. You got Michelle Pfeiffer in it, Eva Green, Helena Bonham Carter, as well as Chloe Grace Moretz. So, for the cast alone, I thought, give it a go. Next up is just a load of random Blu-rays. I finally got my copy of Beetlejuice after the first one I ordered got lost in the post, so very happy to have that in the collection. Michael Keaton, Tim Burton, classic. Love this film a lot, so I'm looking forward to the 2 for $12 offer, and I picked up two. I picked up Basil the Great Mouse Detective, and my other purchase is somewhere in this pile, which I'll show you later. 3 films from the entertainment store, 3 for 2, like about £15. So I picked up Mel Gibson, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Kurt Russell in Tequila Sunrise. Looks like it's a pretty good sort of thriller. I mainly got it for its superb casting alone. Davis and Samuel L. Jackson in The Long Kiss Goodnight. Looks like a fun, over-the-top action film. Samuel L. Jackson's always a great time, and I'm pretty certain I remember seeing this one years ago and quite enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to revisiting The Long Kiss Goodnight. As Texas Chainsaw, the new one, came out on Netflix, I think it was in about last month or the month before, I picked up the remake for like only $4.99 from the entertainment store. Very happy to have that in the collection. I've heard it's actually, bar the original, the second best Texas Chainsaw film. I've heard it's a really competent remake and actually really good. So like the 2 for 3 for 2 offer on the entertainment store, and that's Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke in Training Day. I watched this a couple of weekends ago. Absolutely loved it. Superb. One of my favourite films of all time now. It's just a fantastic thriller. Denzel Washington is superb here. He's so good. Really enjoyed this film. Highly recommended. Definitely well worth giving it a watch. Really enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody, but this other one came out not long after, and I've heard a lot of people prefer this one. So that is Rocketman, and I picked it up with a slip. Got it ordered online on eBay in an auction for £3, so I was very happy to find that. I was having a look on eBay one day and just browsing for it, and I found this box set for like £8 or £9 and thought, oh, it looked pretty good. Just viewed it, didn't really added it to my watch list, and then I ended up getting a offer from the seller for like £5, so I accepted it. It was brand new and sealed, and that was the Oceans trilogy. Oceans 11, 12 and 13 for £5. 3-disc set, not too bad if I say so myself. So yeah, all 3 Oceans films, all with loads of special features, on Blu-ray, £5. It goes for about 15 to 20 quid in H&V if I remember correctly. So I better pick up the prequel, or the prequel, spin-off, whatever you want to call it, and that's Oceans 8. This one's the all-female version. It's got Sandra Bullock. I think she plays Debbie Oceans, like the brother to one of the characters in the main series. And you've also got Kate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Rihanna for some reason, and Helena Bonham Carter. I only paid about £3.50 for this, brand new and sealed with a slip, so I'm pretty happy with that, and I'll probably watch all through the Oceans trilogy and this one really soon, because a recent pickup, and that's A Perfect Getaway with Mila Djokovic. Don't really know much about it. I think it's like a horror sort of thing. They get stranded on an island, but I've heard from a lot of people that it's actually a really good film. It only cost me like $1.99, and it's like the German release or the Nordic release, so for the price, I'm very happy with that, and I'm probably going to watch this one pretty soon. And Kat Dennings is Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I remember seeing this back in the day and actually really enjoying it. It's basically just like a teen romance story, but with a pretty good soundtrack. So I'm looking forward to rewatching it. It's not the longest film. I think it's only about 80 or 90 minutes long, so It's not too bad, and again, this only cost me £1.99. It's a British classic, and that is The Italian Job. Absolutely love this film. I rewatched this over the weekend. Still holds up today. Iconic soundtrack, iconic scenes. Michael Caine's superb in it. Oh, just brilliant. The ending though. Oh, the ending. You do get loads of special features on this. I think this is like the older release, like that's over 10 years old because it's the 40th anniversary. I remember a few years ago they released the 50th anniversary one over here with the slip and all that, but honestly the picture quality on this is really good. And that's Kevin Bacon in Death Sentence. Basically just like a modern day retelling of Charles Bronson's Death Wish. Really enjoyed this film. Quite brutal at times, but honestly I think Kevin Bacon here did a superb job. It's directed by Malignant director James Wan, and honestly really good. So I picked up The Thing from 2012, but the prequel one. I've heard it's not very good. I've heard like they got rid of the practical effects and replaced them with CGI, which has dated horribly, but I've heard from some people it's not as bad as what some people say, so for like £2 I'm going to give it a go. We've got Mark Wahlberg in Patriots Day. This is based on a true life terrorist attack in like Boston, I think. And they basically got to find the terrorists. I've heard it's a really good edge of your seat thriller, so yeah, for £2 that's Patriots Day. Next up is a film that's set around Norwich. A lot of people like it. It's like one of the more popular and highly regarded British films of the past decade, starring Florence Pugh, Nick Frost, Vince Vaughn and Dwayne Johnson. It's Fighting With My Family. I've just heard so many positive things about it. It's a film that I've been wanting to watch for a while. It's basically about Paige the wrestler and how she became to be who she is and like the tensions within her family. So yeah, I did have it in the collection, but I sold for a good price, so I thought I'd buy it back in because it's a fantastic film, and that's Paddington 2. Yeah, I love this film. It's like one of the best British films of all time. It's just so good, so likeable. Ben Whishaw is great as the voice of Paddington. We are apparently getting a Paddington 3. It's gone into production or whatever, or early scheduling, but hopefully we won't have to wait too long for it because the final one from Music Magpie is a bit of I was just intrigued by the cast, and I watched the trailer and it looked like a lot of fun. And that is The Spy Who Dumped Me, starring Mila Kunis and Kate McKinnon. Basically, one of these girls' boyfriends dumps them and they find out he's a spy, so they go after him. It looks like a load of over-the-top action fun. So yeah, that's The Spy Who Dumped Me. Next up, we have the Ipcress Files. The remake is currently showing on ITV and I still haven't seen it yet. I really want to watch it, but I'll probably wait until all the episodes out and then binge watch it all. But I watched the original one with Michael Caine at the weekend, really enjoyed it. Very solid British thriller that feels more like a sort of more grounded Bond film than anything. Michael Caine is superb in it, and you've also got Gordon Jackson from The Professionals. You also get a nice booklet. You also get a nice booklet in it as well, which is quite gives you some really good insight into the making of the film. It was only £7.99 from HMV, so that was a really good price. Again, in a slim case, it's a network release. And we've got Coco D, Coco Da. Certainly sounds like the Beatles song Obladi Oblada, doesn't it? But yeah, it looks like a very interesting and out there film. I mean, it's got a cat on the front cover, so it's pretty intriguing. Basically, it's about a couple who stay at like a basically go camping and things go a bit awry. It's basically like a psychological sort of horror. Looks really interesting, and for £5.99, very good price. Next up is a film with Lupita Nyong, if I pronounced the name right, and Josh Gad, and that's something called Little Monsters. I remember the trailer for this coming out and it does look quite funny, so I thought I'd give it a go for £5.99. I've heard the opening's quite interesting, so yeah, should be a good laugh. Again, £5.99, can't grumble. Next up is a film that I've heard from a lot of people that is a pretty rough watch, and that's the second sight release of The Nightingale. Yeah, I do know what happens, and yeah, it does sound like it's going to be a very tough watch. Normally it's like about £20, so to get it for £7.99, I'm pretty happy to have it in the collection. But it was a good film, and that is The Last Duel. It was an interesting way of storytelling. I can understand how some people didn't like it. It did kind of drag on a bit, but I thought Jodie Comer was fantastic in the lead role. Very good film, well worth picking up in the 2 for 12. I think they do a 4K release of it now, but it's only on Steelbook form. Seriously, I am doing this video, and during this video, it's gone through 4 different seasons. In this video, we've gone from wind to snow to rain, now sun. Unbelievable. I think I might have shown this one off in last month's haul, but it's here, so I'll show it anyway, and that's James Wan's Malignant. Great film, very original, lot of fun. Horror film from last year. It is getting a 4K release. It's literally just got announced. I think it's coming in May or June time, and it's about 20 quid. So it's great to see it's finally getting a 4K release. It's just kind of a bit annoying that it didn't come out at launch, but hey. H&V had like a 2 for £20 off on all these big new releases that have only been out for like a couple of weeks, and for that deal, it's hard to say no. So I ended up picking up the critically divided Eternals. I actually really enjoyed Eternals. I watched it on Disney Plus and thought it was pretty decent. It's certainly not the best Marvel film, but it's certainly not the worst. It's a unique entry into the cinematic universe that probably would have worked out better as a TV series, but for what it was, I enjoyed it. I'm intrigued where they're going to go next, so that's the Eternals. Again, I bundled this up with a film I also watched on Disney Plus, and that's The Kingsman. I really enjoyed this one. I did watch the first Kingsman, and I really enjoyed that. I haven't seen the second one yet, but I've heard it's not so good. But this one, this prequel, was a blast. Really good. Ralph Fiennes was great in it. Gemma Arterton. Rhys Ifans as Rasputin was something that had to be seen to be believed. But it was a good film. It kind of felt like 2 films at once, though, because you had like the silly, over-the-top Kingsman stuff, and then it went to like a World War One setting similar to that of 1917, and it felt like 2 films in one. But it's a very good film, very enjoyed it, and for like 10 quid, I ain't gonna grumble. And then the final 2 out of this 2 for 20 deal I picked up is literally only just come out a couple of weeks ago, and that's West Side Story, Steven Spielberg's remake of the beloved musical. Never seen the original. I watched about half an hour of this on Disney Plus and actually really enjoyed it, so very happy to have it in the collection and looking forward to giving it a full watch. The film stretches out to about 2.5 hours, so it's quite a lengthy film. You do get over 90 minutes of bonus features, which is great, and again, 10 quid for a new release film that only came out like 2 weeks ago. You can't grumble. So I bundled that one up with a film that I was never really a big fan on at launch, but I'm willing to give it another go, and that is Halloween Kills. Yeah, when this first came out, I was never really a big fan of it. I honestly just thought it pales in comparison to Halloween 2018, but I'm willing to give it another go. This is the extended cut. You get, like, obviously it's going to be extended, and you also get a different ending, so I'm intrigued to see what the ending is like. So for £10, pretty good. In like a offer for like 10 quid last month, and some of them went down to 15. One of them was the Dead or Alive trilogy by Takeshi Miike. Never seen these films, but they look like over-the-top action fun, and you get 3 films here. You get Dead or Alive 2 Birds, and Dead or Alive Finale, or Final. I'm going to gather it's a 2-disc set. You do get quite a few special features, so that's cool. Did this one off eBay. It was in an auction, and surprisingly, for a change, I actually won the auction for 6 quid, and that is Harpoon. I've heard it's quite good. It's sort of like a horror comedy sort of thing. These friends get stranded on a ship, and supplies run out, and they basically turn on each other. Who survives? What dramas unfold? Sounds like a really interesting watch. At the weekend, and surprisingly, they had some Arrow titles for $7.99. I think from what I gather, they were left from the previous sales still for the price. So I thought, you know what, pick them up. And we have a Whitefire here for $7.99. This one came out a few years ago, I think a couple of years ago, and it's basically like a heist thing. It's wrong and somebody gets hurt. I don't really know a lot about it, but I've heard from a few people that it's a lot of fun, and to find it with the slip and the booklet for $7.99, I'm very happy to have that in the collection. Film, and that's Maniac Cop with Bruce Campbell. The artwork on this is absolutely stellar, so I'm very happy to get that. It may not be the normal edition with the DVD and the booklet, but for $7.99, very happy to have that. You do get some decent bonus features. I've heard there's like 2 other sequels, and I've heard Maniac Cop 2 is pretty fun, so if I enjoy this, I'll probably keep an eye out for the second one. Is the second one and the third one on Arrow? Tell me in the comments section down below. The Twin Peaks box set, the complete television collection. This includes Twin Peaks Series 1 and 2 and the new original limited event series that was released about 2 or 3 years ago. You do not get the movie Fire Walk With Me in here, so I'll end up having to pick that up sometime in the future when I finally get round to watching the series. I think it's on Criterion, so I will keep an eye on that. But yeah, this like only cost me about 17 quid, I think, brand new and sealed. And I went into HMV the other day and they still want like about 50 or 60 quid for this. So yeah, I don't know how many discs there are. I think there's about 30 discs there. So yeah, Twin Peaks. Month is a really purchase I'm very happy to have in the collection. It's a film I've been wanting to get for absolutely ages, but it dropped down to like 21 quid or 21.99. I thought, bugger it, get it. And that's The Irishman on Criterion. Watched this a few weeks ago, absolutely love it. Superb film. I mean, it's like a really lengthy one at over 200 minutes, but it kept me invested for the whole time. I think Robert De Niro gives probably one of his best performances here, and it's great to see Joe Pesci back as well. You've also got Al Pacino here doing a really good role, and you've also got a stellar soundtrack. The film looks beautiful. The transfer here by Criterion is like superb, and I can understand why Criterion films are so expensive, is if this is the care and treatment they get. You get like loads of special features. You also get a booklet in there, and it's like a nice fold out sort of edition. So yeah, that's The Irishman. So yeah, that'll do it for this month. That's all the pickups and deliveries for the past month, and there's quite a lot here and a lot to put up. So yeah, probably by the time I've put all this stuff up, it'll be time for the next monthly haul. But anyway, as always, thank you ever so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me what you think of what I picked up in the comments section down below. Thank you ever so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be totally awesome. And as always, till next time, bye.